Well, if you asked any Bobcat about what lies ahead, every single one will tell you that the most important game is the next one. With a humongous showdown in store 1 week from today, the number 3 team in the land looks to first take down a Cal Poly squad who are still looking for their first Big Sky W of this 2022 campaign. And with that, we welcome you high above Alex G. Spanos Stadium, everyone. Alongside Ty Gregorak, the former defensive coordinator with this Montana State program, I'm Ben Creighton. Ashley Washburn will join us downstairs in just a couple moments. Ty, obviously some big news this week. We learned earlier that Sean Chambers will dress tonight for Montana State, so the Bobcats, not only with Tommy Mellott, but also they get 1A, 1B back in the lineup.
Yeah, Ben, it's the epitome of a 1-2 punch. You got Tommy Mellott, who's 10-2 as a starter, flat special with his feet. Unbelievable way to finish the game last week against NAU on a big 3rd and 10 to Taco Dowler. This kid he's magical, Ben. That's all I can say.
Yeah, like you mentioned last week, maybe the play of the season so far. But like I mentioned before, when you have Sean Chambers in the lineup to go along with Tommy Mellott, this is a Bobcat offense that is really hard to stop.
Yeah, you know, when he's healthy, he's just dynamic with the football, especially down in that low red area. Expect him to call his own number. Still leads the country in touchdowns, and he hasn't played in a couple weeks.
Yeah, both those guys in the top 15 in the FCS in rushing. And when you look at this Cal Poly squad, it's going to be the 2nd straight week the Bobcats will face a pass-heavy offense, the 9th best passing attack in all of FCS, and led by those two guys, Spencer Brash and Chris Coleman.
Well, absolutely, and you can see that Bo Baldwin's influence is slowly taking place here. It's just he inherited almost 2 decades of a triple option offense. They're still developing that offensive line that's given up 25 sacks on the year, Ben.
And again, it's been a strong pass offense, but the problem comes in the red zone. They've really had their struggles getting in the end zone this season. And you go back to these top 10 rankings, Montana State looking to stay up there with Sac State, with the Hornets getting the win last night against Portland State. Play before they make it back to Bozeman next week for obviously Cat Griz. You see Brett Vigen right there, the head coach for Montana State, as the boot is underway. And we're ready to roll here in San Luis Obispo, and hauled in just out of the end zone and getting to about the 25-yard line. That's where Cal Poly and the offense will get going. Offense ready to roll on their first drive of the night. And the first handoff going to Jacoby Harper. And he gets maybe a yard on that carry in time. Brash. And a big hit delivered. Wow, talk about a big hit there from James Campbell.
Yeah, they motioned to an empty backfield. They're trying to just get a little screen out into the field here. Great job by James Campbell. Recognize it. Nice play.
Zedekiah Centers is blocking there, and that'll bring up 3rd down. Over 300 yards per game, 2nd in the Big Sky, 9th in the FCS. Brash escaping the pocket, steps up, and that one complete. That's going to be a 1st down as he finds his tight end in Josh Cuevas.
Necessary to fix that against Cal Poly, especially because of their similar makeup offensively being so pass heavy, guys.
Actually appreciated that one incomplete. Ty Okada there on the coverage. Intended for Zedekiah Centers, and now forced 4th down for Cal Poly. As Taco Dowler will be back to return this punt. And he'll let it bounce as that will check up inside the 30-yard line, and Montana State will start in their own territory. Out of the pistol, they'll start. Tommy Mellott, the handoff to Elijah Elliott. Up the gut, and Elliott gets taken down just short of the 35-yard line. Yeah, with all the injuries to that tailback room, he's been absolutely fantastic and continuing to be fantastic as he picks up a 1st down for the Bobcats. Standing again with all of these injuries this season as Mellott will pitch it, and getting to the 30-yard line, Marqui Johnson. And Johnson battling and gets past the 25. Taco Dowler, the man in motion for Montana State. Again, gives it to Marqui Johnson. Nowhere to go as he's wrapped up by a gang of Mustang defenders.
Extremely well and run the football. And that's where Coach Baldwin wants to get this Cal Poly offense eventually.
Fade route. And again, that one too high for Robbie Alston. Glesner's got the leg, and it's good. Blake Glesner gets the 1st points of the night for Montana State. Bobcats will boot it away. Cal Poly will just let it bounce into the end zone for a touchback. Looking for a little more consistency, not only out of him, but in the offense, as breaking loose from one tackle and picking up a 1st down. A nice run.
But he's been sacked a ton, Ben.
Keeping it on the ground to Garwood again. And Garwood plowing ahead as he gets to about the 42-yard line. From our vantage point, for those who don't know, that where we're set up here at Alex G. Spanos Stadium, no open air windows whatsoever, as that one is incomplete, intended for Zedekiah center. So
great job reaching back here by inside linebacker Callahan O'Reilly, the former Bozeman Hawk. The Hawks had a huge win last night against Gallatin. They're going to be competing for a state championship next week.
and as Taco Dowler will be back to return this again on 4th and 5. Dowler will back up and he will call fair catch. And there's another flag, of course.
Touches him.
Fair catch interference. Number 8, kicking team, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
749 yards, incredible.
Looking to continue that success next week in Bozeman. Spin move right there from Elijah Elliott. And Elliott breaks free. One tackle to beat. And tripped up inside the 20. Elijah Elliott making big plays again with a big run there.
Great blocking, as always, by Brian Armstrong's offensive line. Great job by Elijah Elliott making that young man miss. And then what an effort play by number 32, Mason Rivera there. Had to come all the way across the field to make that touchdown-saving play.
And Brent Vigen has continued to praise this offensive line. Obviously, this is how the offense gets going, but this time Elliott is wrapped up in the backfield. Kind of the same with Montana State. They got to eliminate the explosive plays defensively as well. As here's Tommy Malott. He'll pitch it out. And wrapped up just short of the 10-yard line as this rushing attack for Montana State driving down. That time Marqui Johnson with the carry. 3rd down and 2. They go right back to him, this time going to the left side. Johnson leaps for the pylon, and he is in. Marqui Johnson, Superman's into the end zone, and the Bobcats get 6 for the first time tonight.
Well, he's been so dynamic all year long in the return game, Ben. You can see him starting to get more and more of a presence on the offensive side. Great blocking on the perimeter, but the rest was all him. Great job by Marqui Johnson. Again, little option play to the boundary. Marqui Johnson, who just got, he flat flies. Great effort play by him.
Times throughout this season.
Well, he's such a good athlete. It's a great job by offensive coordinator Taylor Housewright, just getting creative and finding ways to get him the football.
Another touchback delivered.
Ben.
Out of the pistol. They go back to their top back. And maybe lucky to even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Ben.
Cal Poly again quick to the line. The hurry up and a strike over the middle. As once again they go to that tight end group. Again going to Josh Cuevas. Going back to the NAU performance.
Totally, and very Bo Baldwin-esque. Great play by...
That one's picked off.
Callahan
O'Reilly. Riley looking for blockers. And O'Reilly knocked out of bounds. And he has been solid at that linebacker position. That is now his 4th INT this season, Callahan O'Reilly.
Depth in his coverage, reaches back. He's just become a dang ball hawk for this Montana State defense. I love it. Senior captain, local product, the greatest Irish football name in the Big Sky, Callahan O'Reilly, ballin'.
Just able to step in front of Zedekiah centers to pick that one off. And you know, Brent Vigen said in one of our conversations with him a couple of weeks ago, Callahan O'Reilly talking about his linebacker, he's as consistent of a guy we've had on defense this season, and he continues to show exactly why with another pick here in this 2022 campaign. Malott with a lot of time, escapes the pocket, breaks one tackle, takes off with his legs, and scampers out of bounds. Their center, he's going to plow forward and pick up a first down. Malott on the fade, looking for Willie Patterson. Patterson able to haul it in. At around the 1-yard line, Willie P getting it done in that receiving core again.
Well, it's 12 personnel, Ben. 1 back, 2 tight ends. They've just got everybody flexed out in an empty backfield. Going up top to Willie P. Willie's been so consistent this season for Montana State's offense. Great job by him going up and getting that football.
A couple options, though, like with those big boys he's got behind him. But Malott goes under center again. They give it to Derek Snell, and boy, a wide open lane, easy TD for Derek Snell. 2nd straight week with a rushing touchdown.
That's called big boy football, Ben. It's running ISO with their big fullback from Dillon, Montana, and an even bigger tailback from Alaska. Montana State's offense takes advantage. ISO, big boy football right there, Ben.
A superstar on this O-line it really takes them working together, and you can kind of shuffle the deck a little bit if somebody isn't really performing. So they have been absolutely solid, and obviously this offense starts with that O-line. Ash is going to leave the backfield, going into the Wildcat now as they go straight to Adam Garwood.
Yeah, you got big Sebastian Valdez coming inside out on that play, capped off by Callahan O'Reilly.
They're going to take quarterback duties here for Cal Poly. Looks to throw as they go back to Garwood, and Garwood wrapped up behind the line. Not going anywhere, but wanting to pay homage to his uncle. As on 3rd and 14, Cal Poly's offense just looking for something, floats it downfield, and that one incomplete. As Jeffrey Manning was the closest defender there for Montana State, and another 4th down coming up for the Mustangs for about the last 15 minutes.
I didn't mention it earlier, but number 11 there, Kenneth Eiden out of Bozeman, Montana, getting his first start today.
In place of Brody Grebe, who went down last week against Northern Arizona, as that one will roll. Back to the ground game, finding a window, dancing inside, and there he goes! Marqui Johnson, have yourself a first quarter. Marqui Johnson again to the house.
Well, I'd say Taylor Housewright's call about putting him in the backfield's paying off. Great job by the front, as always. 12 personnel, 1 back, 2 tight ends. They're in the pistol formation. And again, Montana State offense runs inside and outside zone as good as anybody in the country, Ben.
Already 2 rushing TDs tonight here in the first quarter for that man.
Get some conditioning pregame and get his legs going. It'll be interesting to see if and when he comes back or not.
Blake Glessner continues to be solid getting those touchbacks. About that, Ashley, I'm sure Brett Vigen and the staff are hoping to at least get him back for the FCS playoffs in a couple weeks. And the keeper scampering to the outside. Again, their backup QB, Khalid Paulette. And I'd imagine at this point, Bo Baldwin is just trying to experiment whatever way he can to get any sort of offense going. High snap as the QB keeps it again. And picks up about a gain of 2. Now bring up 3rd down.
3rd and 7.
Lots of time, slings it, and that one hauled in. Nice catch near midfield. Logan Brewer with the catches. That will wrap up the first quarter here in San Luis Obispo. An absolutely commanding start, both offensively and defensively for Montana State. 24-zip for the number 3 team in the land. After the big pass play from Spencer Brash, keeping it on the ground and taken down beyond the 50-yard line.
Well, he eludes Sebastian Valdez, which is not an easy thing to do. I was talking to Cody Von Oppen earlier, and he's like, you know, I talked to him earlier in the week. He goes, yeah, that's a real-looking dude. But great open field tackle there by Rylan Ort, using the sideline. The greatest tackler in the history of football, Ben. The sideline. You got a double pass here.
Double pass going back to Spencer Brash, and he's got open turf. Brash cutting back inside the 20 into the 15-yard line. Bo Baldwin, we know how strong of an offensive mind he is, pulling out the trickery here. Just all that back in the game for Cal Poly. Takes the pitch, rolls to his right, locks it up, back of the end zone, touchdown Mustangs. As they're on the board for the first time tonight, Josh Cuevas, the tight end, hauls it in.
That looked like he hadn't eaten in a while. He wants the ball. Offensive guys are selfish, man. They want the football.
They're going to avoid kicking it to him right here.
Now balance 2x2 deuce, but it's not. It's 12 personnel. Those are the tight ends flexed out.
Tommy Malott, flag thrown back at the 25-yard line as Malott gets past midfield. Malott turning on the Jets. Malott inside the 20 and finally taken down, but again a flag back at the 24-yard line. We'll see if this one will come back.
It's tomorrow on film. Be like, really,
Offside.
fellas? Really?
14, defense.
Oh,
no
Penalty
offsides.
declined. First down.
So that big run will stand for Tommy Malott.
Right there up top.
Mustang 12-yard line.
Look at those hips. Tommy doing Tommy things. Butte America.
And just so elusive. Hard to bring him down. Malott with a strike. And that one just short of cleaving to Thomas. 4th down. Trying to nail, I should say, his second one of the night. That one sneaks through. Blake Glessner 2 for 2 tonight.
Yeah, I'm about as sharp as a spoon, Ben. I make reservations down at Pismo Beach last night because I wanted to see that big, beautiful ocean. About this time last night, you know what I saw? Black.
Darkness.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry it didn't live up to your expectations.
Food was good, though, Ben.
Oh, I'd imagine. Young man cave, I like it. On the play fake, Spencer Brash dumps it over. And that one complete. And fighting for every single yard he can.
Pass complete to Ryan Rivera.
Brash all alone in the backfield. Quick slant over the middle. That one complete to Josh Cuevas, the other tight end. That's the lone touchdown for Cal Poly tonight so far.
Yeah, they like utilizing their tight ends, Ben. Cuevas is the second leading receiver behind.
Hands it off again. And stopped before getting to that first down marker. A big stick delivered right there by Paul Brott.
Played for the Cats. Great to see him getting a bunch of playing time, and when he is, he's making plays. Nice job by Paul Brott. 38-yard line.
And Montana State, that D-line delivers, but actually it's going to be Ty Okada at the stop. So D-line, linebackers, secondary, doesn't matter. They all get it done.
Yeah, it all starts with that D-line, though. A good, stout guys holding that block. Nice job by James Campbell coming in there. Ty Okada getting in there. Great fourth down stop. Like I said, kind of a gutsy, aggressive play call, because if they don't get it, now you give Montana State's offense the ball on their own side of the field. Up 27-7.
Back to the ground game, finding a window. Marqui Johnson tearing up the turf. How about a trio of touchdowns tonight for Marqui Johnson? He is continuing to be on fire here in the first half.
I'm telling you, running back coach Jimmy Beal's not going to give him back. He's like, nope, this is my pretty new toy that I'm not giving back. This kid's having a night. Great job by Brian Armstrong's all offensive line. Rest is on him.
What a night so far for Marqui Johnson. A big part of this Montana State offense, putting up 34 points. As that will fly into the end zone again. Second down and 10, pressure coming, and that's a fumble. It's going to be scooped up by Montana State and carrying it all the way to the end zone. Boy, not only offensively, but defensively getting it done. Ben Seymour with the scoop and score.
It's a great pressure by defensive coordinator Willie Mack Garza. They got to pick up the blitzing. I believe it was the nickel blitzing or an outside linebacker. That being said, it left Kenneth Eiden there.
Covered by the defense, return for a touchdown.
Yep. Kenneth Eiden jarred that one loose.
Getting his first career start out of Bozeman, Montana. Big time play. Awesome job by him. Gorgeous down here.
Another touchback. 3 on Saturday for Cat Griz for that noon kickoff. The clear skies. Breaking away from one tackle. And near midfield, a nice catch. Scoop and score. On third and a long way to go over the middle. That one complete. And at the 45-yard line, that one hauled in by Josh Cuevas. Obviously short of that fourth down marker.
But with the emergence of Eastern Washington in the 2000 and 2010 and just how good they got, it slowly became a pretty good rivalry, yes.
Taco Dallard to the 20-yard line.
They're a good staff. They just need some time to develop the way they want it.
Busting up the gut. Are you kidding me? Marqui Johnson. Gone again. What a night.
Marqui Johnson touchdown.
Well, that young man's going to be the Big Sky Offensive Player of the Week, and if he's not, someone's got some splaining to do, Ben, because he is absolutely murdering it right now. But again, like I said, though, and I'm not trying to pile on, but Paulie's defense is just really struggling, really struggling.
It's been a rough night. 78 yards to the house. Marqui Johnson burning up the turf again. And you saw the
but he's a wonderful coach and a wonderful guy. He will get this thing going, in my opinion.
And You saw the graphic right there for Marqui Johnson. Before I go back to talking about Bo Baldwin, 27 yards per carry. That's just unreal.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's old Tecmo Bowl. You're probably too young to remember Tecmo Bowl. You remember Tecmo Bowl on the old school?
I first had a Sega Genesis.
Shoot, Ben, I got my first Nintendo in '88 or '89. You weren't even born yet. Good Lord.
Quick strike to the outside. That one complete. And the ball jarred loose again, but will go out of bounds. That one complete to Zedekiah Centers.
It's a play there by Kenneth Eiden making his first start, and Riley Nord also coming in to play there.
Loading it up, and that one hauled in.
Great to be a player in this league.
He's good. I give him a ton of credit. Deep heave, wide open in the end zone. Cal Poly, another touchdown. Josh Cuevas once again, the tight end, hauling it in for 6.
When Eastern was at its best, when they had their best teams, they were very balanced. I'll never forget, we were having the Big Sky Assistant Coaches Golf Tournament, and one of Coach Baldwin.
Tommy Malott trying to escape the pressure, gets out of the pocket. And we'll take off down the sideline, and we'll pick up a first down. 15 yards tonight. This time going to the air. Quick strike to Willie Patterson. Gets past midfield. He's had against this defense. They go back to him. Dancing up the middle. And we'll pick up a first down. Malott off balance. That one hauled in. Willie Patterson tripped up by the turf at the 30. You saw a little bit of the frustration. He was thinking, if I could turn on the Jets, take off down the sideline, I might have 6. Play action, Malott. And this time he finds Cleveland Thomas. Just over a minute to play here in the second quarter. Malott, fade route. That one incomplete, going to Cleveland Thomas once again.
Pass incomplete. Bring up a 2nd and 10 from the 18.
That being said, if that's not pass interference, Ben, I got to tell you, I don't know what is.
Malott takes a hit as he throws, and a good catch. The ground the entire second half.
Right.
Malott looks to throw again on the slant. That one hauled in by Cleveland Thomas. Gets beyond the 5, still on his feet. And finally ruled down as Tommy Malott took another big licking.
Well,
Malott looking to throw and dragged down.
Tommy Malott brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
absolutely no doubt about that.
Well, there has been history in a positive way for Montana State in the running game against Cal Poly, as that one is good from Blake Glesner. Back into talk about a huge first 30 minutes. 218 yards from that man. Montana State 437 yards total. Halftime coming up from San Luis Obispo right after this.
Jokingly, not jokingly said, little pooch kick here.
They're going to avoid him. That one's scooped up. 157 total. Sean Austin getting the start at quarterback here in the second half into the 40. Once again, who else? Marqui Johnson.
Fella, I said this might be the fastest second half in the history of college football here.
Well, I'm trying to remember how quick that second half of that Idaho State game was. I think it was maybe like, what, hour 10 maybe, probably? You know, they'll just continue to pound the rock. Johnson coming back inside, past midfield as he continues his tremendous night. Back to Elliott. Busting up the middle, dragging a couple of defenders. A nice strong run there by Elijah Elliott to get to the 30.
Calling his number, you can just tell that Sean Herron, who's Montana State strength and conditioning coach, has worked his tail off with this young man, because he's gotten bigger and stronger over the last year.
Yeah, it's a story we highlighted it a couple times throughout this season. That one hauled in on the far side. Malik Mullins bouncing to the outside down the fringe and pushed out of bounds.
You know, Montana State pays for a full-time nutritionist as well, Ben. And, you know, that's something that Coach Baldwin and I were talking. I believe the completion date is 2024. So another year and a half or so.
Austin slings it. Touchdown, Montana State. Aiden Garrigan with the TD reception.
The old Dumb and Dumber, man, and totally redeem yourself, because he just dropped a a ball that he should have caught. Redeems himself, gets the touchdown. Nice job by that young man.
And a strike there from Austin. And obviously, we'll keep our eye on that David Alston situation.
Well, the real question is if he can get himself healthy, Brody Greavy that is, if he can get himself healthy for the Brawl, will he keep that mustache, Ben? He needs to keep the mustache because he was flat balling with it in Flagstaff.
Talk about dragging defenders all the way down to the 35-yard line. Over the middle, and a nice catch past midfield. Once again, Josh Quaid.
Montana, he's got to reach back into that zone. Got to get a little more depth.
Lots of time, goes to the far side for Spencer Brash, and down the fringe. Shaking a couple tackles, and inside the 20, a great run there by Troy Fletcher after the catch.
Want it to be clean and execute properly.
Going to Cuevas again.
Pass complete.
Stop tonight. Brash on the ground, over the goal line. Touchdown Mustangs.
Well, no doubt, Ben. And, you know, this late in the season, you know, all these kids on the trip have gotten some kind of playing time at different points. As I used to tell freshmen, hey, you're not freshmen anymore. You just went through fall camp, 2-a-days, 3. And I mean, just his mentality and his workmanlike, blue-collar approach to the game. It's infectious, and there's a reason why he's a captain on this team, and he's a big-bodied guy. Here comes another long run.
Garrett Kuhn again, past the 45.
Man, I'm not lying.
To Cleveland Thomas. Thomas bounces to the outside, stays on his feet, and Thomas has open space down the fringe. Cleveland Thomas hesitates, cuts back inside, still on his feet, reaching for the goal line, and stopped just short. Boy, talk about the extra effort and the hustle there from Cleveland Thomas, and you see the reaction. He thought he had a touchdown.
Ponder caught up with him at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically all him. Little play action from Austin, but the rest is on Cleveland. Good to have him back, too. You know, he had to miss a few games. Again, just in terms of depth and some of his playmaking ability. Transfer out of Kentucky. It's good to see him back in the rotation.
Over the goal line, touchdown, Montana State.
Touchdown, Bobcats.
Garrett Kuhn.
Garrett Kuhn with a run.
Illegal formation. Offense. 5 in the backfield. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Come and just ball. And Garrett Kuhn breaking away. Looked like he was swallowed up for a second there, but just escaped that pile and rushes in.
Just kept churning those big old legs, Ben. Back in the mix, competing for championships here in the Big Sky.
I was going to say, Garrett Kuhn, I think, had most of everybody in this stadium fooled.
Montana State, you're playing a lot of youngsters and just trying to get out of this game healthy and getting jacked up about the best week in football. That's next week, the Brawl, Ben. And if you're Cal Poly,
Handoff again, Fletcher. Cat Griz game next week. Boy, that is going to be fun at Bobcat Stadium. Noon kickoff, another first down here for Cal Poly.
Man, and it's never happened.
Well, it's got to happen soon, right? And
It goes into College Game Day, but you know, it sounded like it could be a possibility. We'll see.
no question about that. Drew Polidor with the stop in the backfield. Before you finally dropped one.
It would be Gucci. It would be lit. It would be fire. It would be 100. Again, I'll believe it when I see it. These two programs have had top 5 matches throughout the year, top 10 matchups for the Brawl, and game day was nowhere to be seen, Ben. Scratch, kick, whatever. Make the tackle. Nice job by him making the play.
Brash lofts it up. Touchdown, Cal Poly. Zedekiah centers, hauling it in.
End of October.
Garrett Kuhn with the carry up the middle. Stopped.
When healthy for the Griz, you just, for that game, you want every bullet loaded, because you want the best versus the best. I'm excited for you, Nick.
Cat Griz is. I'm excited for it next week. New set of downs for Montana State as we continue to wind down this third quarter. That will end the third quarter. Perfect note to end it on right there from Ty Gregorak. 65-28, Bobcats in full control. Has not been there for this Cal Poly squad. And it's another talk.
Empty seats, man. They're departing. They're getting out of here.
Austin fires on the slant, and that one hauled in for a first down. Aiden Garrigan with the catch, who has a TD reception back in the third quarter.
Just call a spade a spade.
Austin with the keeper and style.
Yeah, and it's not just the schematic change. You know, Cal Poly's had some excellent teams in the past, and the Shotwells and Ramses Barton. I mean, they've had some real dude. Asa Jackson. I mean, there's some great players that have come through this program, and they've had some great teams. A lot of good football players playing FCS ball, man.
The throw, Garrett Kuhn cuts back inside, still on his feet, takes a pounding. Did he get the pylon? Yes, he did. Garrett Kuhn with the TD.
Yeah, I didn't catch the number, but I know that the Cal Poly defensive coaches are going to be like, okay, hey, great hit. You just hit him into the end zone. Nice job.
475 yards on the ground for Montana State. The most rushing yards for a Bobcat squad since the 2015 season. The last 451 yards at Northern Colorado in 2019. But you said they're approaching the all-time record.
The all-time record is 483 yards, Ben.
Wow.
So they are, in theory, going to break it here on the next series.
You would think. Yeah, with still over 10 minutes to play, I think it's pretty safe to assume they're going to break the record.
Welcome back to San Luis Obispo. It's Ashley Washburn. Montana State rolling past Cal Poly 72-28. And Ben and Ty are people who've ever been to Bozeman, Montana. I think you guys can agree with me here. Some of the best stories start at the Rock and R Bar, and that started for number 69, Devin Slaughter. He moved to Bozeman last year after finishing a career in the military. He was an Army Ranger deployed to Afghanistan in 2020, and he went to Montana State knowing that they had a great veteran program. Became a bouncer at the Rock and R Bar earlier this year. Had no intentions of playing college football, but guess what? Taylor Housewright actually saw him at a bachelor party, was intrigued by Devin Slaughter and his size, left the bachelor party, watched some game film of Devin Slaughter, came back, and that pretty much led to a walk-on spot on this team. So quite the story that all started at the Rock and R Bar, guys.
Yeah, no question about that, Ashley. And just watching your interview with him on the final drive, just like you said, just a fantastic story. Being a bouncer at the Rock and R Bar, which you and I know is, no pun intended, it's a rockin' place. But just going from that to playing college football, I mean, a tremendous story.
Back for these dudes that go serve our country.
Oh, no doubt about that. Brash looking for the deep ball, and that one intended well short.
And then just a busted coverage. Busted coverage.
Taco Dollar will call fair catch around the 40-yard line. Garrett Kuhn getting to the outside, and Kuhn with a burst of speed. Look at Kuhn fly, getting inside the 20.
And Ben, that did it right there. They just broke the school record of 483. Setting records tonight, Ben. Some good, probably some not so good if you're Cal Poly.
518 yards on the ground tonight for Montana State. Sean Austin with the keeper, and Austin streaks into the end zone, but a flag thrown.
Sean Austin with a keeper. There's a flag on the play.
Block in the back. 69, offense, 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
This is a lousy call. All this young man is doing exactly what he's told to do by blocking, block to the whistle, block to the. I mean, I guess if you want to call that a block in the back, really the kid's just getting blocked to death, and the ref kind of felt bad for him.
Back to Williams. He looks like he's going to be just short of that first down marker. Absolutely ripped to the turf. Williams again with the carry.
Well, it's a nice job by Paul. I mean, like I said, it's kind of a pride thing at this point. Nice job by them on 4th and short, stepping up, getting the stop.
And again, the importance of next week's game, not only with it being a rivalry game, but especially for Montana State, trying to get at very least a share of the Big Sky title with Sacramento State. I mean, a lot on the line heading into the final week of the regular season. On the Wildcat.
A little gap scheme here. You can see him pulling 600 pounds to the edge there. Just a nice job by the front from Montana State's defense.
Brash looking. Just dumps it off to Fletcher. Nowhere to go. Now bring up 4th down.
On 2002 for my former coach at Colorado, Rick Neuheisel, wonderful man.
Taco Dollar. Once again, we'll just call fair catch.
The rhymes with spam ball. You know, obviously, if they've got a healthy Lucas Johnson, he's a pretty dynamic player. You know, so this Montana State defense will have its work cut out for him. You want to limit the big plays, which is something that they've struggled with from today. But he's trying to break the Big Sky record for tackles. If he didn't do it today, he already holds the school record for tackles.
They face off for the 121st time off the fumble. And as Montana State is going to recover. The Brawl the Wild returns to free over-the-air television right here on MTN. Well, actually, it's going to be recovered by Cal Poly, but still, I mean, just talking about this coverage that we have here to bring Cat Griz back to TV sets in the state of Montana. I mean, it's absolutely huge for not only Cats fans but Griz fans. Like you said, I think you nailed it. It's like Christmas morning for Montanans. It's going to wind down the clock. Montana State with a huge performance offensively on the ground, and a lot of that due to that man right there, Marqui Johnson.
That'll be your final
what a
score
night.
tonight.
242 yards,
72,
4 TDs, all those coming in the first half. Overall for Montana State, 744 total yards for the Bobcats, 554 of those coming on the ground.
Insane. I mean, just crazy. And you kind of feel for Paulie a little bit. I mean, again, I've talked about him all night. Ton of respect for Coach Baldwin and a lot of these guys on his staff. But yeah, that guy right there, you know, do the right thing, Big Sky. John Casper, that's the player of the week.
And again, we mentioned it a second ago. Here are the updated standings. Montana State, Sac State, both 7-0 heading into the final week of the regular season. We're talking next week. Is there an outright title? Is there a share of the Big Sky title? We'll find out next week when we get to that game in Bozeman for Cat Griz and Weber State, UC Davis, Idaho, all 5-2. But it is Montana State remaining undefeated, 9-1 overall. I mean, they're only Washburn who's with Brent Vigen.
Coach, you know, we could go through Marqui Johnson's stat line tonight, but that would kind of take all night. Can you just talk about his performance?
Well, I think I told you at halftime, it's the first time he's gotten maybe that many opportunities in the backfield. I know he's had some here and there, and he's certainly flashed, and tonight he got them stacked up and really made the most of them.
We've seen that running back room deal with some injuries, but week after week there's a new guy stepping up, and it just shows how much depth is in that room. What can you say about that running back unit?
Well, I think they know that the opportunity is there, and they got to take advantage of it because we are going to run the football and we are going to lean on that room. And you know, credit to our O-line. Obviously, they're the ones that have been the consistent all the way through. And no matter who we've thrown back there and hand the ball off, we've been able to gain yards. And
then defensively, explosive plays have been, you know, the Achilles heel sometimes for that defense all season. What do you think of them today? They definitely limited compared to that Northern Arizona game.
Yeah, I thought we played a good first half, and then we really substituted after halftime. They got a couple of big plays on 2 trick plays back-to-back. That one drive, that was disappointing, but that guys played hard, answered the call, and got another win.
You know, we always talk about this Cat Griz game. You're taking it one game at a time, but now we can finally talk about it. You guys are playing for a Big Sky Conference championship next week. What can you say about next Saturday?
Well, we'll enjoy tonight for sure, but yeah, everything's on the table for us. Obviously, the rivalry, the conference championship, and you know, whatever our seeding might be. So a lot of things to play for. We got to have a great week of practice and go out there and give it our best shot next Saturday.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
we'll get Marqui Johnson up here if you can come up here. I was just joking around with Brent Vigen. You know, if I was reading your stat lines tonight, we'd be here all night. What were you seeing on the field today?
Just green, really. I just follow my blockers. You know, first and foremost, I want to thank the O-line. You know, I'm just grateful for the opportunity that I had tonight. But yeah, I just got to give it up to them.
There's somebody new always stepping up in that running back room. You guys set a new program record with the amount that you guys had on the ground. What can you say about that unit?
It's just a unit that we all love each other, you know, so if you competing, it's kind of tough to kind of watch somebody else shine, but every time somebody gets a lot of rushing yards or whatever the case may be, we all showing love. So that's one thing I can say. Like, we all love each other, we all support each other, and that's the most important thing.
Well, you guys have set yourself up so nicely. Looking ahead to next week, Griz, but you guys are also playing for a Big Sky Conference championship. What are you looking forward to about next week?
That's going to be my first one, so I'm excited just to be in the atmosphere, but we just got to handle business. I can't lie, say that's another game because it's definitely important, but you know, we just got to do what we usually do, and that's it.
Well, you got a lot to celebrate, so go have fun back there. Thanks, Marqui.
Ashley, appreciate it. It's always great stuff. And yeah, Marqui Johnson, my goodness, what a night. 242 yards, those 4 TDs. And again, I know we're sounding like broken records up to this point late in the season, but you lost Kagan Williams. You don't have Isaiah Fonse. You lost Jared White. Lane Sumner has been in and out of the lineup in that running back room for Montana State. You've had Elijah Elliott step up. You got Marqui Johnson stepping up. Garrett Kuhn has had a couple good runs. I mean, there's some talent in that running back core. They've been phenomenal at points this season.
No, they've been awesome, but it's a well-oiled machine. And, you know, I keep saying it, but Brian Armstrong and that offensive line deserve all the credit in the world. I really believe that Coach Army at some point needs to get a look at a Power 5 school. The job he has done now consistently. This isn't a one and done thing. The job he has done with this offensive line over the last 5-6 seasons now. Let's see, 5 for sure because of COVID. It's incredible. Give the man the props he deserves. He coaches his butt off, and the O-line. I mean, the kid said all he saw was green. Well, yeah, he saw green grass and green jerseys. It didn't matter because they were getting blocked.